All right. Hello. We're live, I think. I still haven't learned how to finesse this whole live streaming thing yet. But I believe we're live. So okay, yes, I am live. Okay. And right as I go live, the people who are waiting all dropped out. I don't understand that. Like it I don't know, it's a little mysterious. Like I when I posted this thing, then a couple people unfollowed me that I was doing this impromptu live stream tonight for Hellnation, and so some people unfollowed me. But like, why would you be like, oh no, f this guy? No way, just paying tribute to a band and a performer that he loved. Oh, and but yeah, today was a weird day. I discovered that last Thursday, Al from Hellnation unfortunately passed away, and it's really upsetting to me because Hellnation. I mean, just a couple weeks ago when I was on the Heavy Metallurgy Friday night stream, I showed off your chaos days are numbered. And I talked about how Hell Nation are one of my all-time, favorite extreme, grind bands. And um lately I've had a bunch of their records and CDs for years. And lately I've been going back and revisiting some of their stuff. And yeah, seriously, 2 weeks ago I was flexing your chaos days are numbered on a Friday night live stream. And then today I got the news that Al, my understanding is that he was hit by a car last Thursday morning. I don't know the details around that. I don't know anything other than that. But yeah, it's really upsetting. I'm really upset by this. Hell Nation, they were one of the earliest bands that introduced me to really extreme, underground music. And a lot of times they're lumped in with power violence. Um, I have always thought of them as more of a grind band. I I don't know. I just always I really liked just the really extreme fast drumming, and I was always just really impressed with Al, being a drummer but also a lead vocalist, which back in the 90s it was rare that in metal or hardcore or anything that you would see a drummer doing lead vocals. I'm not a musician, especially definitely not a drummer. I can't even, you know, you know, rub my hand on my head and do this and chew gum at the same time or anything like that. But I can imagine that the counting involved in doing drums, but then also lead vocals at the same time. It definitely would really be a challenge, even for hardcore punk, grind, power violence, whatever you want to you know lump whatever group you want to lump them into. And at that time, in the 90s, I can just think of a handful of bands where the drummer was doing lead vocals, and that's including Phil Collins and the singer from the Romantics. He also was a drummer slash lead vocalist. But it's like back then it was Autopsy and Absu, and I don't know. I can't really think of maybe anyone else. I never listened to Grand Belial's Key. Um, I don't even know if they're around then. Really don't care. But anyways, sort of getting back on topic here. But yeah, Brain Smasher. Hold on, let me. Yeah, seriously. Yeah, Brain Smasher. It's really upsetting. Hell Nation was a great band, pivotal. I learned to play drums because of him. Yeah, and you know what I'm gonna do tonight on this stream? I'm gonna, show off some comps, some records that I've had over the years from Hellnation, and then also I have a playlist of YouTube videos. So there are a couple that, you know, just some of them playing live that were just really good, especially later on in Hellnation when Al really nailed down how to play drums and do vocals. There are some really good shows online that you can see. It's unfortunate that at the time, you know, the technology wasn't as good as it is nowadays. There aren't really any soundboard recordings or HD video or anything. It's just a camcorder position, somewhere in the crowd. But there's still a couple decent live shows out there that are a good watch, and we'll look at a couple of those later. But yeah, hearing today about Al's passing, it kind of reminded me of, it's sort of like a coming of age moment when some of your idols pass. And it really hit me hard when Eddie Van Halen died, because Van Halen were the first heavy band that I was ever into as a kid. Um, and this was, going back to when David Lee Roth was with them. And I just thought Van Halen were the coolest thing ever. And, Eddie Van Halen, just everyone just, Eddie Van Halen, his personality, especially his early guitar, the Kramer that had the red body with the white stripes all over it, and it's when Eddie Van Halen passed away a few years ago, that really hit me hard. And it's something about getting older too, where I think about, well, who's next? I was never a movie guy. I don't really watch many movies. I don't really like movies. I know that's weird. That's a topic, for another time. But when Marlon Brando died, that's something that I know a lot of people were really upset by that. And there are people, I'm not going to mention any names now, but I know that there are some other musicians out there who I really like a lot, who their time is I'm sure that they're I'm sure the hourglass, the sand is running low, and their time is coming soon. So I think about that, like, what am I going to think when this performer dies? Like, especially me being just a big music fan for almost all of my life. Music has always been the most important thing to me. And it's well, another one too is Andrew Fletcher, who just from Depeche Mode, who just died recently. And that's another one that was really upsetting too. I mean, going by my channel name, it's obvious that I'm a Depeche Mode fan. I'm also a Bathroom Humor fan too, so I thought the combination of both would be a fun channel name. But yeah, it's a sad day. I'm really disappointed by this. It's just, and what's upsetting about it too is that he was hit by a car. It doesn't sound like it was anything, because for all we know, he could have been out for his morning jog, and just someone lost control of their car, or something like that. I don't know the story of what happened, but it's not like he passed from old age or anything like that, or that it wasn't drugs, or he didn't drink himself to death. This is something that wasn't his doing. Yeah, it's pretty upsetting. But yeah, Hellnation. I remember I saw Hellnation. This would have been when in Baltimore, But at the time, in the mid '90s, I didn't even really know who Hellnation were. Um, and I just remember, the drummer doing the lead vocals, but I didn't really think anything else of them at that time. Going back, God, over 25 years, uh, yeah, approaching 30 years ago. Um, you know, Power violence, whatever, maybe wasn't even really my thing at the time. Um, I remember that Hellnation did play Maryland Death Fest, and I didn't go that year. I believe that was probably 2008. That would have been probably right around the time when they released the split 12-inch with Capitalist Casualties. Yeah, and so that's it. I never really got to see Hellnation and think like, yeah, this is awesome. Seeing Hellnation, yeah, it's yeah, I'm pretty disappointed by that. If anyone in the chat, if you got to see Hellnation, or or ever met any of the guys in the band, drop a comment in the chat. Be good to hear about it. But yeah, Hellnation. So kind of just a couple things that I'm going to go over. I pulled out everything that I have that's of CDs and vinyl. I don't really think it's necessary to show off everything, but I probably will, because anybody who knows me knows that that's just how I am. Oh yeah, and another thing too that I wanted to mention, that in the comments, at the top of the comments, I have pinned a GoFundMe link for funeral expenses. So I encourage everyone, click on the link, go to the GoFundMe, and whatever you can donate to help to his expenses. I'm going to make a donation later, and I'm sure that his family, they would all definitely really appreciate it. I think right now they're, let me see, share this tab. Let me see here. Okay. Whoops. There we go. Funeral expenses. So far the goal is $6,000, and right now they're at $3,725. So just a little over halfway there. But yeah, if anyone can contribute, help out, I know that his family would appreciate that a lot, and that would be pretty cool, just as a final way to say thank you to someone who kind of just really was pretty awesome. And okay, so one thing that I wanted to show here, and this is probably my favorite YouTube clip that of them playing live. Sorry. But yeah. Oh wait, what does yeah, nice to, okay, can't pronounce your name, but nice to see a new name in the chat. Saw them with Capitalist Casualties, Manchurian Candidates, Piss Poor, and Society of Friends in Austin in '98. The show was great. Picked up Your Chaos Days Are Numbered, changed my world. Yeah, definitely. Your Chaos Days Are Numbered, and here we go. I'm time for me to so yeah, here's Your Chaos Days Are Numbered, the CD, and then got this right here. Back in those days too, I mean, this was a lot of the Hellnation stuff was put out on Sound Pollution, and they didn't really get crazy like nowadays, how labels have like 87 different colored variants. Like back then it was all black vinyl. Black vinyl. I think there's a Your Chaos Days Are Numbered that's on white vinyl. You know, but other than that, it was like Sound Pollution, you're getting black vinyl, and that's it. And I kind of like that. But yeah, Your Chaos Days Are Numbered. This is the one that I was showing on Heavy Metallurgy a couple weeks ago, and this is still just such an awesome album. And then what do we have here? Yeah, this is, I think, out of everything that they recorded, this is the split with Capitalist Casualties. And I kind of feel like this was Hellnation, and just after, they've been doing it for years, they got their style nailed down, and this is just a really awesome split. Capitalist Casualties, of course, really awesome. But the Hellnation side of this is just so good. It's just so fast. Yeah, I really like the split a lot too. There was, what else? Oh, okay, yeah. So this is another one that Fucked Up Mess, which is the album that they put out after Your Chaos Days Are Numbered. So I want to say, oh God, I can't remember. Maybe 98, I think, is maybe when this came out. I don't know if someone in the chat knows. Let me know. But yeah, both of these two still got the hype stickers on them. But yeah, this is another really good album. I really like it. It's really solid. And what do we have here? Yeah, so now for some early stuff, some early Hellnation. Now there is on CD, the earliest thing I have on CD is Control. I have this on CD. I don't have the vinyl or the record for this. And then there was also the Colonized record that came out before this. And this is early Hellnation when Al wasn't even on drums. He was doing lead vocals, but he was playing bass at the time. So I guess at some point, my understanding is like, the drummer just had other things going on, and Al was like, fuck it, I'm playing drums and doing vocals. And but yeah, really, this is much more raw, early stuff. You can tell it's definitely early in their career. This is the a Sound Like Shit comp. So this has the Colonized LP on it, and then it has an unreleased song, it has a comp track, and then the Suppression and also Aussie 7 inches are on this as well. So this is, again, really good early raw Hellnation, early 90s. I want to say starting out probably around like 93-ish or so. So that's what, this stuff is really early Hellnation. So the release would have been like Colonized for the LPs. I mean, is a bunch of 7 inches in there. But yeah, Colonized, Control. Then after this is Your Chaos Days Are Numbered, and then Fucked Up Mess. And then an interesting one too that I liked a lot, and I never really found out much information about this, but the Cheerleaders for Imperialism. This is I think what this is that maybe it's a demo from Fucked Up Mess, or maybe it sounds like it's a lot of Fucked Up Mess. And then other songs too. So I think it's either it's live or it's maybe studio live. I don't really know the backstory of this one. There's not a lot of information on it out there. And like, that's another thing too about Hellnation is if for the longest time I didn't even know Al's last name. Like they definitely they definitely were not rock stars, and they didn't, they just let everyone know who, their first. I love it that they just all went by their first names. I've gone on this rant earlier about how I'm getting sick of like bands where the people in the band have a nickname like Corpse Grinder. I think what's really sick is just going by your real name, but then even leaving out your last name. Like, yeah, I'm just Chris. That's all you need to call me is Chris. But yeah, let's see here. Society of Friends were awesome. Hey Pat, good to see you in the chat, man. Thanks for dropping in. They were cool. August was real nice. Saw Hellnation with Short Hate Temper and Urko in the UK. Oh, so you saw them in overseas. Nice. God Stomper, saw that you just subscribed earlier. Thank you. If I remember, I saw them at Fiesta Grande 97. Now that is like a legendary show. Because there's always, God, that comp has to be, when it comes to like underground hardcore, the Fiesta Grande comp has to be like one of the most legendary comps for underground hardcore, 90s hardcore, live at Fiesta Grande, and I think it's 97. That's kind of has got to be like the Metal Massacre of underground hardcore, or like one of those. That's just such a historic comp. And speaking of historic comps, what about this bad boy right here? Tomorrow Will Be Worse. This is definitely a legendary comp put out by Sound Pollution, which from Covington, Kentucky. So I think the guys in Hellnation, I think they ran Sound Pollution, or one of them did, because they were from Covington, Kentucky. So, but with this one, it so it's 4 7-inches. Flash Gordon, Capitalist Casualties, Nice View, Hellnation, Spaz, Fuck on the Beach, and then Real Reggae and Charles Bronson. I mean, that is like a powerhouse of like 90s power violence and screamy hardcore and everything. So I've had this, yeah, I have all those right there. But yeah, this comp is I know it's out on CD. I think I'd like to eventually get it on CD. Happy to say used to have that in the distro. Yeah. It was weird because I remember for a while that you would see like live at Fiesta Grande, and then Tomorrow Will Be Worse. You would see them everywhere for like nothing. It was like, and then suddenly they all disappeared, and whatever. Control is a great record. Yeah, it is definitely. Colonized is great too. It is absolutely. Willie, good to meet you, man. Thanks for tuning in. Saw your post earlier. Used to see their stuff all over for cheap. Now in Discogs, prices are insane. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they are. It's on Slapaham. Yeah, Slapaham put out some stuff too. I think. Okay, no, Slapaham put out the Capitalist Casualties split. Pretty sure that's what was on. Oh no, okay, no, this is okay. So this was a combination with Sound Pollution and 6 Weeks. Slapaham put out something. Sound Pollution. Maybe it was. Oh no, you know what it was? Slapaham put out, what the hell? The 7 inches. Okay, here we go. Not the 12 inches. So this was probably the first thing that I owned by Hellnation, and I remember a buddy of mine was like, dude, you got to check this out. And this is the At War with Emo 5-inch. This was also the first 5-inch record that I ever owned. Pretty cool. Back then I never saw a record that small. I still have I have some other 5 inches. Like I have a God, what else? An Insect Warfare 5-inch, and then I have a couple others. I can't remember. Whatever. Someday I'm gonna do like a video that's just about vinyl. That's weird formats. But yeah, this one I remember my buddy Aaron when he played this for me, and it starts out and it's like a sample from like a 1950s like teenage party song, and it goes rhythm time. It's rhythm time. Da, 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 da. And then it kicks in with. And so, yeah, classic, absolutely classic stuff. But yeah, Human Brisket, good to see you in the chat, man. Thanks for tuning in. Tomorrow will be worse. Oh boy, please don't remind me. Those comps. Yeah, comps definitely. A box set version of Tomorrow Will Be Worse? Huh. This interesting. I'd be interested in seeing that. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. This is especially for a 7-inch. This is like a nice quality heavy stock. They definitely I think that the vinyl for this, I think that maybe there were some other colors. Like I think maybe at one time I saw pink vinyl or something. But yeah, Hellnation right there. They were just so fucking awesome. They really were. It was because Hellnation were just, they didn't give a fuck. It was. They had songs just about hanging out with your friends and, and drinking together and just being pissed off and, just giving the middle finger to authority and stuff. And, it was definitely really good stuff. Cheerleaders for, oh, that's right. Okay. Yeah. So Cheerleaders for Imperialism. Oh, wait, where did I put that? Oh, it fell on the floor. Oh, God damn it. Okay, yeah, this is on Slapaham. So, yeah, Cheerleaders for Imperialism. Really, yeah, this is really good. Again, I don't know the backstory about it, but gotta own it, Here's another one. This is a 3-way split CD that they sold on tour in Japan in 2002 with Slight Slappers and Real Reggae. So now the songs on this one are taken from Dynamite Up Your Ass, which is also another very good record. This is the last full length that they put out, because then after this one was the split with Capitalist Casualties. This is definitely a really good. You could tell that as a hardcore band, they were more mature in their style of playing, or maybe just more disciplined musicians. If Al's watching down, he's probably laughing that I would have described that way. But compared to, listen to later Hellnation compared to 1993 Hellnation, there was definitely a large progression in musicianship, and especially with, again, Al being a drummer and a lead vocalist and what he was capable of playing, while doing vocals and drumming at the same time. So yeah, this is definitely a really good comp. This is another one that, this is Thrashwave, where it's a collection of They're 7 inches, more comp tracks, everything like that. There's, for the 7 inches, and I haven't listened to this in a long time, um, but yeah, yeah, that's right, because they also have that split, or they have that EP out that I think was of all covers. Yeah, the one where it's all the ladies on the cover giving the middle finger. That was, I think, was that a covers album, or am I thinking of another band? I can't remember. It's been so long. Let me see here. Thrash or Die, Japanese hardcore covers EP. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. SOB, Warhead. Yeah. So, that's this is like all of their later comps, 7 inches, the covers, EP. This is like the later stuff. One 7 inch of theirs that I've always really liked a lot, that I always thought was really good, was the split with Murda. And Murda were a Japanese hardcore band, but I believe it was mostly women in the band, and they were in line with sort of that really fast Japanese power violence style of the time. But the Hellnation stuff on here is just vicious. Um, the mastering, it's a little too loud for me, so I have to play it at a low volume. But it's just raw and just so screamy and just, oh, disgusting. But yeah, I have a couple other 7 inch. I have some other 7 inches. Yeah, like this is split with Real Reggae. And that's one thing that was unique about Hellnation, because I've always really liked a lot of Japanese hardcore bands, especially like the Japanese power violence bands, and the really screamy grindcore bands that came out of Japan. And you would always see Hellnation sort of lumped in with a lot of those bands like Fuck on the Beach and Real Reggae, and a lot of just those really chaotic, screamy bands out of Japan. Hellnation, just a lot of times, were always kind of fell into that category. I always liked a lot of that stuff, and I discovered a lot of that stuff from listening to Hellnation. What's this here? Yeah, the Hellnation Sync split. Good early stuff. And then what's this one? Oh yeah, the CFDL split. Another, yeah, everything was on Sound Pollution. This was definitely an earlier Sound Pollution release. But yeah, what's here? Back then, still Rebel Records. Yeah, I know. Backwoods Butcher Records. Now, I was following Backwoods Butcher Records on Instagram, and they were still releasing like Brody's Militia stuff. And I just don't really know the story of who was running. I'm thinking it was someone associated with Hellnation. I don't know if it was Al or anything like that. But I'd be interested to learn, Backwoods Butcher. Boy, that's, yeah, I need to slow myself down when I want to pronounce that one. But yeah, Ken's the other longtime member of Hellnation, the guitarist. So yeah, this is really Ken, by the way, who looks a lot like Brain Smasher. So like you guys, you could be like twins, twinsies, Brain Smasher and Ken. bathtub shitter 5-inch with a toilet paper insert. Oh man, I need to do a weird formats stream. Yeah, because I have some, and what was cool back then too, they would do like some die cut records. Like I think I have a Locust Arab Strap split 7-inch. That was all funky, and then there was a Jerome's Dream Orchid split. That was a die cut skull. That was pretty awesome. But yeah, weird formats are pretty cool. That's right. Came with shit tickets. Oh boy. Became obsessed with Hellnation around 99, 2000. Finally got to see them in PGH around 2010. They completely destroyed, only stopped between songs long enough to state the title. I love that. Yes, I agree. That's what I love when a band does. It was title of the song and then that's, yeah. I have a couple in a few. We'll look at some Hellnation clips on YouTube that are just pretty awesome. But yeah, I always like that. Just that really fast approach of just no pause in between songs, just the that's what power violence and grind should be like. Yeah, they are. I'm telling you, yeah. The CFDL split with Hellnation. 5s, yeah, so many 5-inches. Boy, yeah. I wonder if 5-inch records, if they're one of those things where at the pressing plant, they're like, oh God, not another order for 5-inches, because they have, I'm sure they have, their stampers and everything. It's okay, 12-inch, 10-inch, 7-inch. But then, here comes the underground band. They need their 5-inch records to be cool. I think nowadays, aren't they even released there? Yeah, I saw some 3-inch. Some of that record store day crap, like they're releasing 3-inch records now. It's kind of like, why? But I think, really, correct me if I'm wrong, I want to say that there's a one of the guys from Cattle Decapitation had like just like a noise grind band where but it was released on it was like a 99 song album, and it was released on 99 1-inch records. I think Anal Trump is what it was called. It was like an anti-Trump stuff, but it was 99 1-inch records, and I think it was limited to like 3 pressings or something. I can imagine that'd be a pain. That's not Ruination die cut. That was shaped like America on Fire. I don't remember that one. I'd be interested to see it. Yeah. Now more and more, I'm just like, okay, I think some of us in the metal VC, we need to do like a live stream of just weird format vinyl and CDs. Like you can't show off anything that's a 7, 10, or 12-inch. It needs to be like a 6-inch record or a die cut 8-inch or something weird like that. I hate picture disc though. God, do I hate picture discs. Let me see here. A 3-inch, yeah. Yeah, I saw some 3-inches. What is it? Crucial Unit, all about the yeah. So yeah, all right. Yeah. So okay. So Hellnation, I want to play a clip right now of this is an awesome live set. It really is. It's really good. This is Hellnation live at Play Fast or Don't 2005. I like how it's so just passive aggressive. It's like, yeah, play fast or don't. We really don't care. So yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah, we're Hellnation. Thanks.
Yeah. It's good stuff. Definitely. I also liked Al too because we had similar hairlines. Yeah, Al and I both in the hair department. we both had this have the same struggle when it comes to our hair. But yeah, it was yeah, yeah. I don't know. It's upsetting. It really is. There was another one. How about here's some really early Hell Nation, 1994. And so it's Al on bass. Yeah, is ebullition still around? Yeah, I think it. I don't even know if ebullition is still around or if God, yeah, man, that's a name from the past there. Because back then too, it was like you didn't have if to order this to get a hold of this stuff, you either had to buy it at a show or from a local record store, or there was a distro. Because I remember I mail ordered stuff from sound pollution. I remember, and I still have somewhere, I think I still have like the catalog that they would fold up and stick inside of the CD, and the catalog was just like a Xeroxed piece of paper. um but yeah, it's um yeah, back then, yeah, I remember ebullition, and then stick figure. I forget where was stick figure another distro, or was that a label? I want to say that they were a distro. I can't really remember. This is kind of dusting off old memories there. He's your uncle. Al is? Hmm. Yeah, I know. That's a question. Did he teach you how to blast? That's the important thing. If Allison, if you are who, yeah, if you really are family, I would like to maybe get someone on sometime who was close with him and kind of just talk about kind of just having just being a relative and what it was like, so if definitely if let's I'll get my contact info to you, but I think I would enjoy having you on to talk about um Al. So okay, hold on one thing here. Okay. Yeah, I'd like to learn to play drums, but just get straight into blasting and doing screamy vocals. Like I don't want to have to, how when you play an instrument, it's like learning. You need to start out. You need to play like Mary Had a Little Lamb. I'd tell the instructor like, no, okay, here's a Hell Nation record. Just teach me how to play that, and so I can also scream the vocals at the same time. That's all I want to learn. I don't want to be the next Neil Peart. I don't or Ginger Baker. I want to be the next Al. Um, huh. Well, Allison, yeah, let's talk. I think it'd be fun to have someone who is related on like a follow-up stream, like an interview. I think it would be fun to talk to someone who was related to Al and kind of just get a little background. Abolition is still around. Wow. Damn. Man, that was is there I wonder if their website is still the 1998 the template that it was back then. Um Ken Doug. Oh, Allison, that would be great. Okay, yeah, definitely. Yeah, oh, to get Ken on, I think that would be awesome. Yeah, because I would this stream tonight, I just put this together last minute because I just found out about Al's passing, and I'm like, it's uh, yeah, I just wanted to, but I would love to do a follow-up stream. And if you could reach out, definitely let's let's exchange contact info because I'd love to coordinate a stream and get Ken on, Al's son, whoever, and it could just be like a big yeah, that would definitely be cool. I'm really happy that you jumped on. Yeah, rest in peace, Al. Yeah, I mean, he must have definitely been a really talented drummer. Just to really to do vocals at that time, to take that on, but then to just perform as much as they did and travel. I mean, it's kind of like, you need to be this type of drummer, but then to be able to poly count and do vocals, then maybe like your drumming kind of drops down a notch, but you're doing the role of two people in the band. Um, yeah, cool, awesome. Yeah. I believe it. I believe it. Hey, you know what? I got a little bit of Fleetwood Mac in my collection too. That's all I'm going to say. Or I'm not even going to say a little bit. More like I got a lot of Fleetwood Mac in my collection. Um, yeah, yeah. Let's plan that, Allison. Definitely, I'd love to. Yeah, we'll exchange contact info, and I'd love to coordinate like a follow up stream with you know Ken or whoever, Doug, um, Chris Dodge, if whoever. Um, nice, nice, awesome, very cool, very cool. Yeah, here was another really. Oh, so this one. Okay, check this out. So found this clip on YouTube. Hell Nation, Hell Nation at Fireside Bowl in Chicago. And look at the fool who left a comment right here. 5 months ago, I was like, is this Fireside Bowl in Chicago? I live near that place. And then the reply was, yes, it is. So thank you, Dave. Yeah, I was like, holy shit. um, but yeah, so I was watching this. Unfortunately, this video, you don't really, it's a pretty lousy recording, so I'm not going to bother torturing um, us with it. But now this is a really interesting one. Um, I just did what was that? Okay, so the bolt thrower deep dive that I did last Friday. One of the things that we talked about were John Peel sessions, and I've been a big fan of, I collect a lot of John Peel, sessions on vinyl, CD, whatever. I always really like those a lot, and it's really fascinating too that how he was this early guy who just really exposed, he when Napalm Death were nobodies, he got them into the studio and on the record to record an EP. And it's really interesting that like some old radio guy was just so into just extreme underground music. So it turns out this was John Peel on a BBC radio show playing a Hellnation song. How crazy.
Scareball, and this is very short and pretty loud.
Wait, hold on.
And there they go saying to life. That's Hellnation. War Parade is the title of the track. And it comes from an LP, Your Chaos Days Are Numbered.
How fucking awesome is that? Seriously. Allison, so DM me on Instagram. My Instagram is Depeche Commode, and then we'll chat over that. Dodge lives in Kentucky now. Should reach out to him. Awesome. Yeah, Chris Dodge. That first clip that I played was with Chris Dodge. I playing bass with them. I think he toured with them. Although I'm sure at the time too, Spaz probably toured with Hell, or played on a lot of the same shows as Hellnation. This is a good one too. This one right here. Yeah, that John Peel thing was awesome. John Peel, this just old guy, just played all this sick power violence back in the 90s. Like they were at the BBC. They were like, okay, all right, let's. You're supposed to be playing Fleetwood Mac and stuff, not this type of noise. But yeah, this one's really good.
We're Hellnation from Kentucky.
I like how the filter used on that makes it look like it's a 1950s type of broadcast, like the Beach Boys or something. Mail. No, unfortunately, I can't make that, but yeah, let's Allison. So here's my. That's my Instagram. So DM me and let's talk. It would be awesome to get you on the show. Kentucky. Yeah, that would be really, really cool. Unfortunately, I can't make that down. Yeah, so Brody's Militia. Okay, well here's one. Let's see here. Let me zoom out for a second. So I have this one right here. This is really good. This is early Brody's Militia. Really good stuff. Yeah, again, profane. It's funny. Even the Wikipedia. Let me share it. This is good. This is right here. Oops. Wrong one. There we go. Zoom in a bit there. All hardcore punk band from Covington, Kentucky. The band was active from 88 to 2010. The band has been described as thrashcore, power violence, grindcore. Lyrical subject included police brutality, consumerism, and the underground punk scene. Where was it? Oh yeah, I love it. Often profane lyrics. Yeah, but yeah, it's funny, the Wikipedia extended plays. Clifford, the vinyl cheapskate. Thanks for tuning in. Had to tune in. As a fellow hardcore dude, didn't know him or anything, but Hellnation were sick. Yeah, they were. Oh, well, you know what? So I have this Hellnation long sleeve, and it's, you know, for your chaos days are numbered. Which I know it's just a boot, but whatever. But what I do have, and this is crazy. I have 3 of the Your Fucked Up Mess t-shirts. I have 2 that are OGs. One that's a blue shirt with white print from Fucked Up Mess. So it has this on the cover. And then I have a third Fucked Up Mess shirt that's of the same thing. It's because the problem is I got so fat that I can't fit into any of those. So it's like I was gonna try to dig them out and kind of like hang them up in the background, but then I'm just like, oh my god, they're packed away somewhere. I don't know where they're at. But yeah, I don't. Some other time I'll have to get those out. But let's see here. Yeah, Clifford, thanks for tuning in. Let me check one other thing too. Okay, so here we are. There's another one. Okay, so this one is good, really good quality. This is in Grand Rapids. Yeah, it's awesome. Anyways, yeah, so Hellnation, all right, awesome. So we're going to have a and Allison, if you have an Instagram, screen light switch, how fucking yeah, I'd imagine that it's yeah, something just where you need syllables that just flow easily, so that way you don't need to put too much thought into it. I mean, I've done that just with stand-up comedy. I've done that where it's kind of like sometimes there's a semantic trick that comedians use, or something where they'll use a word to change the direction of a sentence, like mid-sentence. Something like if they're going to set up a joke, but then they'll use a semantic trick to immediately flow right into the punchline. So that way it's not like, because a lot of it too is it's about the rhythm and the timing. And that's the same with music too, is it's like, you know, there's timing and a rhythm that you need to follow to keep people engaged, or in the case with music, to go with the flow of the music. So there's always those semantic tricks of just like having just like a filler, or just a word that just kind of like takes up space. but doesn't distract. Really? Al was the one screaming, "This is sick," to Marilyn Manson? Interesting. All right. Let's see here. What else do I have? Yeah, that's awesome. Allison. Doing shots of milk, huh? Yeah. That's good. You know, it's always those stories like that you know that you remember. Yeah, I think I stored it on my channel. I bookmarked a bunch of. I have a playlist, a Hellnation playlist that I started. That's of a lot more live clips that I found. There's one that I really want to find. That's really good. I remember seeing it years ago, but I just can't track it down right now. And it's a good recording. It looks like it's at like a VFW hall of all places, but it's definitely later on, probably like 2008-ish or so. But in the background there's a big white box fan and it's not running or anything, and you know, it just looks so out of place just having this big generic looking box fan. So if anyone sees that, send me the link, please, because I would love to add it to the playlist, because I couldn't. I looked all around for it and I can't find it. But yeah, it's definitely yeah, I bet he was an interesting character. Anyways, all right. Well, I think I'm going to. Did they get their name from the Dead Kennedys song? I don't know. I would probably, because I think that Dead Kennedys album is from the early 80s, maybe. Because I think it's off of what, Frankenchrist? Is it off of that one? Or because I think, isn't Frankenchrist the one that has all of like the Shriners and like the mini, like the go-karts on the cover? I can't remember, but I think the song Hellnation is from that album. If that was their influence for the band name, hey, it's a cool fucking name. You know, one thing that's pissing me off though is I see all some shitty bands now taking the name. Like now there's some band out there called Hellnation Army. Is like, who the fuck are you, dude? Fucking change your band name. You're not worthy to carry the Hellnation name. Bunch of clowns. There's like a Hellnation record store in Italy. That's fine. You're a record store. I'll let that fly. But no, this poser Hellnation Army band that's out there. No, you guys need to change your names, because you just don't. Okay, cool, awesome. You don't deserve that recognition. Let me see here. Allison, you DM'd me on. Let me see here. I don't think I have it yet. Well, just, yeah, fuck it. I'll just, here's my email address, just in case I don't get it on my fucking DMs or whatever. Just email me. And I don't need to, there's no reason why I need to be so secret about my last name. I don't really care. This whole like YouTubing thing, there's so many people who are like, they just want to shield their identity. Like, I can't give out my last name. I can't let them knowing who I am. Yeah, just if you could just email me in case if it doesn't come through on my DM for whatever reason. I don't see anything yet, but maybe it takes a minute or two to pop up. But yeah, just email me and then we'll coordinate something. But that would definitely be really awesome, very awesome. All right, so I think that's about it for tonight. Did I show everything that I have here at the 5-inch? Yeah, I think I did. So that's everything that I have for, I've been meaning, I have a Brody's Militia CD. I just couldn't find it, but I need to get more Brody's Militia stuff. It's something that I just always kind of just fell on the back burner, and I just never really got a whole bunch of that stuff, but I need to pick that up. And then Erectile Dementia is, I think, another band that Al played in. I'm not sure. I need to do some research on that. And then pick some of that stuff up too. So when we have our Hellnation follow-up, maybe we can talk more about the other side projects that Al was involved in. I think that would definitely be really cool. So yeah, I bet. Yeah, I remember the Marilyn Manson. I knew some Marilyn Manson fans back in the 90s, and they were a bunch. They were a crowd. Brought out some characters. I remember a lot of the because it was also a lot of the goth girls who were into Marilyn Manson at the time, and some of the goth girls were hot. Man, I still think, kind of like going back to, I mean, I was always kind of like a fat nerd, so I never really, I was always kind of just like the fat nerd at the show who was just preoccupied with buying merch and then showing off, being like the one who like knows the know-it-all about every band's release. I was like that fat nerd, but then there were always the hot scene girls, like the goth girls, I would say, out of any scene, I think the goth girls were always the hottest too, because they would just wear like bondage gear on like a Tuesday or something, but yeah, so yeah, the Marilyn Manson crowd, they came out. Oh, Rodrigo, yeah, what happened to Al? Al unfortunately passed, and my understanding is that he was hit by a car. I don't really want to like get too much into it right now. I don't want to speculate. I would just prefer to just kind of just wait, or I don't even really need to know what happened. Honestly, it's he passed before his time, and that's all that really matters to me. It's what happened doesn't really matter to me. Okay, yeah. I'm sure that eventually probably more details will pop up on Instagram or Twitter or wherever, but I'm not really concerned about that. He was really, Al was, well, yeah, okay, because Al was, yeah, I could see that. It's, watching old videos from like 2005 and be like, oh yeah, look at Al. Well, okay, well that was 2005. It's now 2023. So yeah, it's amazing how. Yeah, I think that's one thing too. Just like with bands, and it's kind of like you still look at an album, and it's the dudes in the band, but the album is from 1997. So you still kind of just think of them as still being like that, yeah, I know it's definitely really sad. All right. So we are going to coordinate a follow-up, and anyone in the chat, anyone watching, if you haven't subscribed already, please do so. And Give this a like, and then that way, once I schedule the follow-up stream where, you know, we'll have, you know, maybe some family member of Al's, Ken, whoever we can get on to just sort of like a memorial type of, you know, a follow-up, and that would definitely be pretty awesome. So yeah, go ahead and subscribe so you get notification of the follow-up stream when we do that. It'll be a good time, and it'll be kind of just like a good way of, you know, kind of just any final memories or just, you know, whatever. It's record collection, please, Allison. Oh man, I wonder. I bet. You know what? I bet he has some Hellnation rarities that are out there. Yeah, you better not, Allison. You better not just drop those off at the Goodwill. All right. if you have this like stack of Al's vinyl and you're like, I don't know what to do with it, like, just get in touch with me and I'll arrange for shipping or, or something. All right. Everyone, thank you for tuning in and watching this, and yeah, we'll have a follow-up at some point. So great. Thanks for hanging on. Have a good night. All right, so I always forget how to hit end broadcast. Okay, good, yeah. Okay, yeah. Allison, email me. My email is right up here in the chat, and we'll coordinate something. So, all right, everyone, have a good night. Thank you.